ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददान्ति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सागणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। नमो ब्राह्मण देवाय गो ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगद्हिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय ते नमः। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमः चरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन। हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा। So yeah. So today we are going to have class on Madhavendra Puri. Okay. So this is a bhajan remembering all the acharyas. So usually it is sung on the disappearance day of the acharyas. जे अनिलो प्रेमाधना करुणा प्रचुर जे अनिलो प्रेमाधना करुणा प्रचुर हेनु प्रभु कोता गिला आचार्या ठाकुर हेनु प्रभु कोता गिला आचार्या ठाकुर जे अनिलो प्रेमाधना करुणा प्रचुर कहा मोरा स्वरूप रूपा कहा सनातना कहा दशहरा गुणता पतित पावना कहा मोरा बटा जुगा कहा कविराजा एक कले कोता गेला गोरा नाट राजा पाशने कुटीबो मता आनले पशिबो गौरंग गुणेरानिधि कोता गेले पाबो से सभा संगीरा संगे जो कोई लो बिलास श्री संगना पायदा कंदे नरोत्तम दास जे अनिलो प्रेमाधना करुणा प्रचुर हेन प्रभु को गेला आचार्य ठाकूर जे अनिलो प्रेमाधना करुणा प्रचुर जे अनिलो प्रेमाधना करुणा प्रचुर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Neha Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, please read the translation.
Yes. Translation 1. He who bought the treasure of divine love and who was filled with compassion and mercy, where has such a personality as Srinivasa Acharya gone? Number 2. Where are my Swarupa Damodara and Rupa Goswami? Where is Sanatana? Where is Raghunatha Dasa, the savior of the fallen? 3. Where are my Raghunatha Bhatta and Gopala Bhatta? And where is Krishna Dasa Kaviraja? Where did Lord Gauranga, the great dancer, suddenly go? For I will smash my head against the rock and enter into the fire. Where will I find Lord Gauranga, the reservoir of all wonderful qualities? 5. Being unable to obtain the association of Lord Gauranga, accompanied by all of these devotees in whose association he performed his pastime, Narottama Dasa simply weeps. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. So, actually, they don't go anywhere. No, they are there. All acharyas, they are transcendental, and they are there in their books. Prabhupada also said, like once his disciple asked, like, Prabhupada, what will we do after you depart from this material world? Prabhupada said, I'm always there. I'm in books. So through their instructions, they are always there with us, right? So we need to seek for what instruction they give in their books. This is a beautiful bhajan by Narottama Dasa Thakur. So today, Sri Madhavendra Puri. Okay, can someone tell me who is Madhavendra Puri? Whose spiritual master was Madhavendra Puri?
Mataji, Lord Chaitanya.
No.
He is Ishwar Puri. Sorry.
Huh. So, who is Madhavendra Puri? He is Guru of? Yes, you are almost near. Can try, Neha Mataji. Yes, anyone else? Whose spiritual master was Madhavendra Puri? I think you all know. No one knows?
Chaitanya's Guru's Guru.
Yeah, correct. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master. Who was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master?
Ishwar.
What was his name?
Oh yes, Mataji. Ishwar Puri's spiritual master is Madhavendra Puri.
Yes. So, so spiritual master, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master, Ishwara Puri. So his spiritual master is Madhavendra Puri. So he's a very exalted devotee in our Sampradaya. Madhavendra Puri, because he belonged to the Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. So until Madhavendra Puri, so there was no, there was no mention of conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. And he is the one who, there was no concept of such thing until Madhavendra Puri. He only introduced that. And also the worship in separation, which is considered to be the highest in Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya, right? This was also it is said like he is the one who has sown the seed, and the fruit is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We see like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was like, he was completely in separation because he has come in the mood of Radharani. So he showed all the transcendental ecstasies, right? So similarly, Madhavendra Puri was also, he had shown, he exhibited like the highest love to feel that love of God in separation. So the similarly, like it is compared to the gopis, how they felt the separation from the Lord Krishna, right? So Madhavendra Puri meets Gopal. So this is so this incident actually this comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he comes to Remuna, so Remuna was the place where this incident happened, right? This was in Vrindavan. So when he comes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he comes to Remuna near Orissa, right? There he describes the pastimes of Madhavendra Puri to whatever he had heard from his spiritual master Ishvara Puri to Lord Nityananda, right? So there he remembers. So, and then he says like to make understand what was his position. So Madhavendra Puri's. So this was in Vrindavan. So when Madhavendra Puri, he comes to Vrindavan, when he sees the land of Vrindavan, right? So he was like complete in ecstasy. He don't like, he used to sometimes fall on the ground because Vrindavan is non-different from Krishna, right? Krishna's, we know whatever related to Krishna, everything is non-different. Even the name and dham and whatever the paraphernalia that Krishna uses, nothing is different. And this pure devotees are very much aware of it. So when he comes to that dham and he's in complete ecstasy, and he goes fainted also sometimes. He falls down because he feels that so much connecting to Krishna. So after that, he was tired, and in the evening he sleeps, right? So when he's asleep, he's not asleep, he's just taking a rest, and then a small boy comes. Actually, he was a kind of devotee, like he was not even going for Madhukari, right? He was not, Madhukari means he has to like the saints, they go to house and they beg and eat, no? He was not even doing that. Only if people would come and give, he would have. Otherwise, he would starve. So, so seeing that, one little boy comes there, and he offers him a pot of milk, and he was surprised. So he asked him, like, how is that you know that I was hungry, right? And then he says, there are mothers. There were the females who used to come to take water from the kund there, from the Govind kund, and they told me that there is one Baba there, and he seems like he has not had anything. And they told me that to take, in our village, it's a custom that we don't allow anyone to starve. So he says that. And then he says, okay. And then he's very happy. He takes the milk and he drinks it. And he rests. And then boy tells him like, before the boy left, he says that you have to drink it. I will come and collect the pot, right? He leaves, but then he's waiting. He has that, and he didn't return. So here, when the boy says, "Oh, Madhavendra Puri, please drink the milk I have brought. Why don't you beg some food to eat? What kind of meditation are you doing?" Right? In this village, a person can beg food from others and thus eat. Some people drink only milk, but if a person does not ask any food, I supply him all eatables. See how beautiful this one is. Like Krishna is actually chastising his devotee that why are you not having the milk? No, he is worried. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, no, in 9.22, Krishna says, whoever, what is the shloka? Where he says that Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. Ananya Sintayanto Mam Ye Janas Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. So whoever always meditating upon me, I take care them personally. So this is a sweet relationship that the Lord has with his devotees. So he personally comes and he takes care of the devotee. No, and yeah. So this is one the shloka from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, 43 shloka, where it says, Pitasi lokas. You all can chant after me. Pitasi lokasya characharasya.
Pitashilokasya characharasya
Tvamasya pujasya cha gururgariyan.
Namasya pujasya cha gururgariyan
Natvat samostya vyadika kutonyo.
Natatva
Samostya vyadika kutonyo. Lokatrayepya pratima prabhava.
Lokatraya priya pratamiya prabhava.
You are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation, the worshipable chief, the spiritual master. No one is equal to you, nor can anyone be one with you. Within the three worlds, you are the immeasurable. So who said this shloka? Who said this in Bhagavad Gita?
Nadaji Arjun.
Yeah. Yes. So Arjuna says this, no? He is the so as a he is a father of all the living entities. So Krishna is all merciful, right? He is even the non-devotees also. He's shown his mercy. Like even on material platform, if it may look like Krishna is doing bad to them, but then even they get salvation, right? Like Putana, who fed Krishna the her milk, breast milk, but which was had poison. She wanted to kill him, but Krishna, considering that she came to feed him, he gave him the position of a mother, and she went to Goloka, right? He is so merciful. And whoever, like it could be Shishupala, like anyone who, though they blasphemed, Krishna could see only one good thing, and he was able, he delivered those all. So what to speak of devotees, right? So Krishna personally take care. So here we can see how he's personally coming and feeding his pure devotee, Madhavendra Puri. And then the same night, so there was a dream for Madhavendra Puri. So the Lord comes in the dream and he says, "My name is Gopala. I'm the lifter of Govardhana Hill. I was installed by Vraja and I'm here. I'm the authority." So the boy comes in dream. So he's saying that he takes the hand of Madhavendra Puri in the dream, and then he takes him to some place, and it was full of bush. And he says that I reside in this bush, and and there is I'm suffering here due to the climatic conditions, because it is very open, sometimes very cold, sometimes rain, sometimes wind, right? And there's so much of summer, it's so hot. So he says that please remove me from here, and you have to install me, take me to the Govardhan Hill. On the over the Govardhan Hill, you have to construct a temple for me. And he gave instruction that because I've been buried for a long time, it's very hot, you have to wash me with a large quantity of water. And because you are my pure devotee, I have accepted your pure service, right? Your love for me. So this is the greatest thing. We may worship, but then if Krishna accept, then that is glorious. No? And he says that why this happened? Because these Muslim rulers, so when they attacked and they spoiled all the temples those time. So then that time the priest, what he did, so in order to save the deity, he buried inside the ground. And now he says that you have to remove from here and make a temple for me. So then what he does, morning he gets up, and then he realized that this is that same boy. And then what he does, he still morning he gets up, and he calls out the villagers. So he calls out the villagers, and they all comes with all the knife and choppers and all that, because they have to, they all have to go to the forest, and they have to cut all that, and they remove the deity from the buried ground. So many large in people accumulate in large number, and they all go, and finally they lift the deity from there. So now when he saw the deity, now Madhavendra Puri realized that, so this is true. Indeed, it is true, because he was having doubt whether it was true or not. But then he realizes and he understands that he went into ecstasy, that how Krishna had personally come. And it was Krishna who had come in his dream, and who was the one who came and give him the pot of milk. So, and then Madhavendra Puri installed the Gopal deity. So then all the villagers together, they installed it. So the deity was first offered many varieties of food, then scented drinking water in new pot, and then water for washing the mouth. Finally, pan mixed with a variety of spices was offered. So this way they like initially what they did. It is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami, he explains 900 pots of water were bought from the Govind Kund, and the deity was cleaned with that, and a lot of variety of sweets was prepared. And Madhavendra Puri himself, he did the Abhishek of the Lord, and with they did all the decorations with the flowers and scented, and they put all new garments, and we can see here a lot of dishes were made by all the devotees. And then there was a Annakuta ceremony. So when the villagers brought their stock of rice, dal, and flour, potters of the village brought all kinds of cooking pot, and in the morning the cooking began. Okay, someone want to read? You can continue here. Um, so
Mataji,
it's
I am continuing.
yeah,
Let anybody else want to read, please raise your hand. Okay. Hare Krishna. Text 69. 10 brahmanas cooked the food grain and 5 brahmanas cooked both dry and liquid vegetables. Text 70. The vegetable preparation were made from various kinds of spinach, roots, and fruits collected from the forest, and someone made bada and badi by mashing dal. In this way, the Brahmanas prepared all kinds of food. Text 71. 5 to 7 men prepared a huge quantity of chapatis, which were completely covered with ghee, clarified butter, as were all the vegetables, rice, and dal. Text 72. All the cooked rice was staked on palasa leaves, which were on new clothes spread over the ground. Text 73. Around the stake of cooked rice were stakes of chapatis, and all the vegetables and liquid vegetable preparations were placed in different pots and put around them. Text 74. Pots of yogurt, milk, buttermilk, and shikarini, sweet rice, cream, and solid cream were placed alongside with the vegetables. Text 75. In this way, the Annakuta ceremony was performed, and Madhavendra Puri Goswami personally offered everything to Gopala.
yeah. So you see how the Annakuta ceremony grandly they completed. And there Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami gives that Lord was hungry for a very long time, because he was buried inside the ground, no? And he ate everything. So who says that God does not eat? No, there's a song also. What is it? कौन कहता है भगवान खाते नहीं, शबरी के जैसे तुम खिलाते नहीं. So if we offer with love, Krishna will surely have it. So he says that Krishna had full, but then everything remained as it is. How is that possible? Because he is absolute. So Krishna can just stare at that food, but then he has had the food, but at the same time it is there. But if we have, then there is a reduce in quantity, no? Because he is Purna. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. No, because Lord is complete, and whatever emanates from him is complete. So similarly, even if Krishna glances at it, it is like Krishna has had it, but then it is remained as it is. So later they constructed a temporary temple there. They constructed, and later it is said there is some one rich Kshatriya who comes, and he construct a bigger temple, and he gives many cows because it is Gopal, no? So he offers a lot of cows and utensils and all that, and they came to Brahmanas also, like to do the deity worship and the other service. So Madhavendra Puri, what he does, he engages them. I mean, he gives them the initiation, and they engage in the daily seva. I mean, daily seva. So in that way, he arranges for the puja of the deity every day. So next, what happens? He get after some days. So this was happening, the puja, and the one day he get one more dream where the Lord says, "My bodily temperature still has not decreased. Please bring some sandalwood from the Malaya province and smear the pulp over my body to cool me." So now the Lord says, "My body is feeling still hot. You need to bring sandalwood from Malaya." So this is said to be near the Orissa, right? Jagannath Puri. So now he is in Vrindavan. Now, so what he has to, for that, he has to go to Malaya province. So how far? So it is very far. So he has to go by walk. And now he immediately he leaves because he understood. So earlier he understand that it is Lord himself. So he takes the instructions and he leaves. So here is the map. If you see here, so it is almost 1,448 kilometers. Can you imagine? He goes by walk for so many days. And from Vrindavan, he has to come here to the Remuna. You know? So, so then he comes to the temple there. Actually, he comes to the Remuna where there is a Gopinath temple. So Gopinath temple, there he meets the priest, and the priest explains the complete procedure, how the puja happens, right? Every day they prepare the special sweet, which is known as Gopinath Kshira there. So it is a very special sweet, and it is given in a 12 earthen pot to the Lord. It is served like that, and it is so famous, and it tastes like a nectar. So it is also called as Amrita Keli. So so it is, and he says that this is not offered anywhere in the world. So it is that delicious. So when he hears this, he feels he gets in because he's a pure devotee, and he feels, oh, if I know how to prepare this dish, then even I can offer to my Gopal. No? He remembers that, he feels that, and then he's thinking that, and they were taking the sweet, and he was having that contemplation, and immediately, I mean, he says here, if without my asking a little sweet rice is given to me, I can then taste it and make a similar preparation to offer my Lord Gopal. So he thinks that if I can taste, it would be good. I can prepare. But immediately he realized that, oh, what I have committed the offense, because how can I even, because that was still not offered. The pot was not offered to the Lord, and before that we are not supposed to uh, think like he should not think to eat to satisfy our senses. That is why the, like even in temples, when we keep prasad, they close the cloth. Why? Because we should not see that. I mean, people should not see, and it is not good. So that is why he felt, he said, he thought that I have offended to the Lord, and he walks away. He didn't say anything to anyone because he didn't wanted to taste that, because he felt he had done the offense. He leaves from there and he go to some outside the temple area, and he goes there and he starts meditating upon the Lord. He sits and meditate, and he's not seen. So then that is offered, and the all people take prasad, and night happens. The priest close the door of the temple, and he goes to sleep. So the Lord comes in the dream of the uh, priest now. So he says that Lord says, see, my devotee has missed to have this sweet. Okay. So I have kept one pot without you knowing, right? I have hide it from you. You don't know when I hide it. I have took away from and hide it. So it is behind my deity in the temple. So immediately you have to go and take that and give to my devotee. And he says that he is there in the marketplace. He's sitting there. His name is Madhavendra Puri. And then this priest immediately he got up, and then he thinks that, okay, I have to, since he has to go to temple, he immediately takes bath, and he go to temple, and he sees that, and literally there was a pot of this kshira, the sweet. So since Krishna he hided that, I mean, he stolen, that is why he's called as Kshira Chora Gopinath. Otherwise he was Kshira Gopinath. Now he become Chora, the who has stolen. Right now, he runs to the market area, and he starts shouting, Madhavendra Puri. So here we can see, holding the pot of sweet rice, the priest called, will he whose name is Madhavendra Puri please come and take this pot? Gopinatha has stolen this pot of sweet rice for you. The priest continued, would the sannyasi whose name is Madhavendra Puri please come and take this pot of sweet rice and enjoy the prasadam with great happiness? You are the most fortunate person within these three worlds. So how glorious, right? So Krishna has himself stolen for the his devotee, and then he comes and takes the prasad, and he falls at his feet. The priest understands that he is a pure devotee, where Lord has done, personally he has delivered the sweet to him. So he takes obeisances, and um yeah, so we can see this is the temple in Remuna. So this is in Odisha, right? Kshirachora Gopinath. So this is the temple, and these are the pots. This is the way they keep the sweet rice for the Lord, right? So after that, he was so I mean he couldn't control his joy, and he was in so much of joy. He had the sweet, and what did he do? Even in the pot, he made into pieces. He broke that pot. He washed it. He broke it into pieces, and he put all this powder in a cloth. He tied it and kept it with him nicely. And every day it is said, like, he used to have some bits of the pot piece, right? So yeah, and so this is a prayer. Braje prasiddham navanita chauram. You all can repeat. Braje prasiddham navanita chauram.
Vajraj Prasidham Navanita Chauram
Gopangananam chadukula chauram.
Gopan Gananam Chadukula Chauram
Aneka janmarjita papa chauram.
Aneka
Janmarjita papa chauram
Chaurangraganyam purusham namami.
Gaurangaganyam
Chauranganyam
purusham
Purusham
namami.
Namami
Braje prasidham navanita chauram.
Braje
Braje prasiddham
Prasiddham
navanita chauram
Gopangananam chadukula chauram.
Gopan
Gopanganam
Gananam
chadukula
Chadukula
chauram
Chauram
Aneka janmarjita papa chauram.
Aneka
Janmarjita papa chauram
Chaurangraganyam purusham namami.
Chauraganyam
purusham
Purusham
namami.
Namami
I offer my respectful obeisances to that foremost of thieves, who is famous in Braja as Butter Thief, and he who steals the gopis' cloths, and who, for those who take shelter of him, steals the sins which have accrued over many lifetimes. So whoever takes shelter of Krishna, immediately all the sins, he says, he takes away. Even in Bhagavad Gita, he says, no, when you give up everything, sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vaja, aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha. So when someone completely surrenders to Lord, how much ever sin they have made in the previous life, Krishna forgives everything, and he gives them the he says that he gives them the liberation, right? So so now when Madhavendra Puri, he comes to know, like, when he accepts this, like, hold the then when Lord took that sweet rice for him, and he kept, and now all the whole village come to know that he becomes famous, right? Even they don't like it, the fame, but the fame follows that the devotees, though they don't like. it is inevitably it follows. So when everybody know, the people flocked and they wanted to take blessings. So because they understood that what is his position of Madhavendra Pudi, the transcendental position, and they all come and take the his blessings. And then he explains that what was his purpose to come. He says that, so he explains what the dream he had. The Lord Gopal, he comes in this dream and he says that now we have installed the deity, but the deity is he's feeling very hot. He wants sandalwood, right? The pulp paste. So to smear that. So we need a large quantity is required. So he says, so you all have to help me with that. So they all people are everyone, all the villagers, they gathered and they helped him. So because it is not so easy even in those times, because carrying sandalwood is not permitted. No, it need a lot of permissions from the government and these things. So they all arranged for that, and they all got the camphor and the sandalwood they collected. And not only that, they sent 2 people along with him to carry the sandalwood. So, and they also gave him the travel expenses, whatever is required to travel back to the Vrindavan, right? So this is the deity Shira Chora Gopinath. And then comes the third dream. So that night, so next day he was supposed to go from there. So the Lord comes. So he suggests that in now he says in the dream that now just grind all the sandalwood together with the camphor and then smear the pulp on the body of Gopinatha daily until it's finished. There is no difference between my body and Gopinath's body. They are one and the same. Therefore, if you smear the sandalwood pulp on the body of Gopinath, you will naturally also smear it on my body. Thus, the temperature of my body will be reduced. So he is making his life easy. So since Krishna understand, no, the devotee has to go through so much of problem. I mean, there may be people restricting on the way. So so that he should not have that problem, what Krishna does, he comes in dream and he says, I am non-different, right, Gopinath, and I am non-different. Gopal and Gopinath both are me only. So why you have to carry all the two there? You apply here only. Every day you apply and finish. So if you do it here, I will also be my body will get cooled there. So he says that. So, and he then all the villagers, they do that. So every day they did. And so this pastime, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains. And so he explains that how he was blessed devotee, that 3 times Lord himself comes and gives him the instructions. So, and this also shows that we understand, like even Prabhupada used to tell, like the deities, it is God himself, like, right? So Prabhupada said, are the acharyas who have installed the deities in the temples, or are they fools and rascals? Like, because some says that, is the Krishna really there in deity? Of course he's there, no? Because as per the Shilpa Shastra, the deities are carved and also they have been installed by all the Narada Pancharatra Vidhi. So, and by proper procedure it is been done, and by a bona fide spiritual master. So Krishna is personally present. That is why should we go to temple otherwise? No. So the Lord is there in that. So here there are many instances we see where even in Udupi, where the deity turned, right, to show so when he wanted to when his devotee was not able to see, he was not allowed, considering him to be a low grade, he belonged to a low grade family, he was not allowed into the temple by then the Brahmanas. So from the window, so it is called as Kanakana Kindi, the deity itself turned. If you all have happened to visit Udupi, you can see the beautiful temple, the Lord there. So he turned. So it all shows like Krishna is there in the deity form, and he accepts the prasad also. No, whatever with love we need to offer, and that is why it is said, like we have to offer whatever we cook, because Krishna says, Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti bharatam ashnami prayatatmanaha. So with love, if one is able to, you are offering at least a tulsi leaf, a flower, a fruit, or a water, anything but Ashtami Prayatatmana means if you are offering with love, then Krishna will surely accept it. So these are all many incidents which shows that. So I request everyone, if you are not doing also, like please do offer to Lord and have, right. Otherwise, what Krishna says, if we don't offer, then it is said we are like thieves, right. Krishna says in third chapter. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Madhavendra Puri was so fortunate that Krishna personally appeared before him on the plea of delivering milk. 3 times the Lord gave orders to Madhavendra Puri in dreams. So this is a deity in the temple. You can see here, so beautiful. So we can see the Ganda they have put here. So we can see Madhavendra Puri's Samadhi is in Remuna, Orissa, near the temple of Kshirachora, Gopinath. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued. So he was explaining all this pastime to Nityananda Prabhu, right? So he says, Sri Madhavendra Puri used to remain alone. He was completely renounced and always very silent. He was uninterested in everything material, and for fear of talking about mundane things, he always lived without a companion. So he was so much renounced. So he was afraid, like if he has to have a companion, then people will start talking mundane things, and he didn't want to waste time on that. So we see the same thing in life of Jada Bharat. No? Jada Bharat, Bharat Maharaj, who was initially he leaves everything. In his first life, he leaves his kingdom, his wife, children, everything. He gives up everything. He comes to forest, but there he get attached to the deer. No, and then while dying, he remembering deer, he dies, and the next life was deer. And then in that life also he did lot of austerity because Krishna gave him the remembrance. And in the third life he was Jada Bharat. So Jada Bharat also showed that kind of renunciation, though he was able to hear, and he acted like a deaf and dumb, like he could not speak or he could not hear, because he remembered the two lives, and he was like afraid to meet. To speak to any people and get attached to this material world. So he showed himself as like a madman, like very uninterested in anything, right? So similarly here, Madhavendra Puri, he avoided all these mundane things. And even for us also in devotional journey, it is said like there are 6 things which can spoil our devotional life. Anyone knows what are those 6 things? Yes, in Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami Prabhupada says that 6 things can spoil our devotional life. What is that? One is called uh, the unnecessary, talking about mundane things. What is it called? What is it called? Talking about mundane things. Hare Krishna.
Sanskrit, we don't know.
Yes, anyone can try. I think Sri Priya Mataji knows, Reena Mataji knows. You can unmute Mataji if you're.
Prajalpa Mataji?
Huh? Yes.
Prajalpa?
Prajalpa. What is that shloka, Mataji? You know? Do you know that shloka? Atyahara.
I don't recall Mataji at this
Atyahara
moment.
prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyamcha shadbir bhaktir vinashyati. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Mataji.
What is the meaning, Mataji? Can you tell that? Atyahara.
Atyahara. Yeah. So having too much or collecting too much articles. Prayasascha, that is over enduring. Prajalpo, that is talking too much unnecessary things apart from Krishna, related to Krishna. Prajalpo niyamagraha. There two niyamagraha will come, like following the shastras, whatever given in the shastras too much, or not following even after knowing it. Niyamagraha. Then jana sangascha. Jana sangascha laulyamcha. So jana sangascha, that is having the association of worldly people, laulyam. So what is that?
Too much of
laulyam,
greed.
Mataji? Too much
Too much
greed.
of greed
Yes, Mataji. All these 6 things will
destroy. Right?
destroy the bhakti.
Yeah.
Hare
So
Krishna.
this is said by, this is instruction for us also. So if we are not keeping ourselves in association of devotees, and too much if we are, the atyahara, too much of eating, if there is no control, right, then it can spoil our bhakti. Atyahara means can also be accumulating more money. That is also called as atyahara. And because when you are accumulating more money, you become greedy also. That is also one. Atyahara prayasa. Prayasa means over endeavoring for material thing. So Prabhupada says to live a happy life, right? Actually, in the Vedic age, everybody had their own land, one cow, and that was sufficient for the economic, for a proper normal life, right? What is required actually for our food? But now it is not like that. We have all spoiled that culture, and we are following the Western culture, and we are like, we don't have a choice now. We are made it in such a way that we are bound to work, and people are like more like never satisfied, over endeavoring. Why people should work for 16 hours? Actually, Prabhupada says we have to divide our work as 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours for the body, 8 hours for mind, and 8 hours for the soul. So where are we doing anything for the soul? We are not, no. So over endeavoring, that will spoil bhakti, because we don't have time for chanting. I'll be very tired. How can I chant if I'm working so hard whole night? When am I getting time for studying scriptures? When can I chant? No, nothing is possible. So atyahara prayasascha, prayasa, janasangascha laulyam cha. No, what is the third one? Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha. So prajalpo, uh, as Mataji explained, so talking unnecessary things, which is material. Yes, sometimes it is a big question. Like most of the time, people ask, like, how can we avoid prajalpa? Because we are surrounded with materialistic people, and obviously they drag us to prajalpa. So yes, but then we have to make sure once it is happening. So next time you have to be careful with that person, or you can always tell, like you need not tell, quite. I mean, you can give some other reason, like you have some other work, or you're getting late, something like that you can avoid. And because it will, otherwise you are doing. It is like we are doing bhakti. It is like a plant growing a plant. You are. There's a fire, and then we are putting a water on it. No, what will happen? It cannot come up. The fire cannot uh, uh, flame. I mean, the flame will not come in a big way. It will just dry up there itself. So similarly, if we are doing bhakti and we are engaging, and these 6 things if we are doing, no, prajalpa, niyamagraha means, so for if, I mean, too religious. I mean, sometimes people Prabhupada disciples, they used to say, like one Ekadashi, they were all sitting in a temple, and they are not going. I mean, Prabhupada was asking why everybody are here, why no one is going for book distribution. They said that Prabhupada, today is Ekadashi, so we need to, we are fasting. So they can't go, no, it will be tired. So Prabhupada said, no, this is not right. Eat and then you can go. It's no problem. I mean, don't be too much like religious-tic, saying that I am doing Ekadashi, I'm doing Nirjal, and not doing any other activity, spiritual activity. So better you have Ekadashi Prasad and do more reading of scriptures and more chanting. So that is what Prabhupada recommends. So Atyahara, Niyamagraha, Janasangascha Launyam cha, not engaging more with materialistic people. Yes, we have to, we go and work. So we should not do the 6 dealings that we do with the materialistic people, which make us more close to them. No? So dadati pratigrannati guhyamakyati prichnati bhunkte bhojayate chaiva shadvida priti lakshanam. So when you are uh, uh, with any person, when we have, how does the relationship build? When we are having giving and taking with them, right? Giving and taking, and giving, offering gifts and accepting gifts, having food at their home, right? And sharing the secret. So these things are strictly, our Acharya says, you have to do only in the community of devotees. If you do with materialistic people, what happens? The attachment there goes. So wherever, So how to build a relationship, that is a concept. So, but where do you put that? So there we have to be very careful. So Janasangas, so don't do with the materialistic people. And greed. So too much of greed should not be there. Even it is also said that this greed even should not be, I mean, too much of philosophy also one should not get into. That is also not recommended. And because Prabhupada disciples also, when they ask like Prabhupada, can we read the books of the other acharyas like Sanatana Goswami, Rupa? I mean, there are many other literatures which our Goswamis have written. So Prabhupada said that's all not needed. You first, it is enough if we read Prabhupada books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, right? So much is, everything is given there. I mean, why should we read many other books? First, let us understand what is there in this, and that itself is enough for perfection in this current life, Prabhupada said. So like that, the greed also should not be in that, even in when it should not be material, also in spiritual, it is not recommended. So here also he was completely like that. He was following those principles and he was uninterested and in all those material things. So this is a natural result of intense love of Godhead. So when does that happen? That only happen when somebody has intense love for God. Otherwise, we'll give reasons. No? The devotee does not consider personal inconveniences or impediments. So this we have seen in life of all the devotees of Lord. So how much inconveniences how they have taken. The Jiva Goswami or Rupa Goswami, like how they had to work under a Muslim ruler. No, because that was against to them. They were like, they had to give up all devotional service, though from childhood they were like pure devotees. But for protecting the people, I mean the Brahmanas, they gave up their I mean, they didn't completely give up their spiritual life, but they had to sacrifice something. I mean, they in a limited time, whatever they had after the work they used to do. So they did lot of things. They all those inconveniences, impediments they had to take in their devotional journey, but they didn't leave the devotional path. In all circumstances, he want to serve the supreme personality of Godhead. Ahaituki apratiyata atma suprasidati. No, it is said. So he in this comes in. So this all this fasting you can read detail in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 4. Okay, chapter 4, and this is from verse 197. I think we can go to the verse and we can read with translation. Said, O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? So this shows, this is the highest, which shows the love in separation. Actually, he had one disciple, Madhavendra Puri had one disciple, and that person comes and tells, and he was more into impersonalism. I mean, those times there were many impersonalists, and he was liking that philosophy more, and he comes and he suggests like, because Madhavendra Puri sometimes thinking of Lord, he used to cry. Even we see that in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So by seeing that, he was telling, oh, what kind of realization you have. I mean, you are in a exalted devotee, everyone says, but you're crying. How can you cry? No, because Brahma Bhuta Prasannat Manaso Chatina Kankshati, it is said, right? So Brahma Bhuta Prasannat, you are in Brahman platform and you're crying. So it is not right. So you are anyways, you are going to merge with Brahman after life. So why you have to cry? And then he understand that he is not fit to be his disciple. Actually, he rejects that disciple because he didn't tell in a polite way. He was like more confident that he is right, and impersonal Brahman is the perfect one. So these people, Mayavadis or the atheistic people, they will not understand this intimate relationship of a devotee with the Lord. So this is yes, even in Shikshastakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, Nayanam galadashudaraya vadanam gadgadaruddaya gira pulakai nichitam vapukkada tavanama grahane bhavishyati. So when when my eyes will be filled with tears of love for you, he says, like, right? These are all highest, and that cannot come artificially. One should not then if somebody does, it becomes a sahajiya. So it all this manifest, but it is when a person is in he is in devotion. When he advances, the person feels all this ecstasies, ashtavikara, it is said, no? All this vikaras, they experience it. So we see this verse. So there's a purport, very beautiful purport, where Prabhupada explains this. 1 second. Okay. Aidinadayadra na no, it is not like Aidina Dayadra Nata he Mathura Nata Kadava Lokyase Hridayam Tvad Aloka Kartaram Daita Brahmyati Kim Karomi Aham. Okay. Anybody wants to read the translation and the purport?
Shall I, Mataji?
Yes, Sunita Mataji, please.
Yeah. Please, yes, Mataji. Sunita
Oh,
Mataji? Yeah.
Shall I?
Yeah, your voice is, can you be a bit louder,
Yeah.
Mataji?
Hare Krishna,
Yeah.
Mataji. Am I audible?
Yes. Ha.
Translation. O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? Mataji, can we increase the font? I don't have this book.
Okay. Is it, Mataji, you have to, from your end, you have to increase that. It is already max, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. You can increase in your mobile, Mataji.
Mataji, you can zoom.
Yeah. You have to zoom.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Purport. The uncontaminated devotee who strictly depend on the Vedanta philosophy are divided into 4 sampradayas or transcendental parties. Out of 4 sampradayas, the Sri Madhavacharya Sampradaya was accepted by Madhavendra Puri. Thus, he took sannyasa according to Parampara, the disciplic succession. Beginning from Madhavacharya down to the spiritual master of Madhavendra Puri, the Acharya named Lakshmipati. There was no realization of devotional service in conjugal love. Sri Madhavendra Puri introduced the conception of conjugal love for the first time in the Madhavacharya Sampradaya. And this conclusion of the Madhavacharya Sampradaya was revealed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he toured southern India and met the Tattvavadis who supposedly belonged to the Madhavacharya Sampradaya. When Sri Krishna left Vrindavana and accepted the kingdom of Mathura, Srimati Radharani, out of
Ecstatic.
ecstatic
C is
feeling,
silent.
ecstatic feeling of separation, expressed how Krishna can be loved in separation. Thus, devotional service in separation is central to this verse. Worship of separation is considered by the Gaudiya Madhav Sampradaya to be the topmost level of devotional service. According to this conception, the devotee thinks of himself as very poor and neglected by the Lord. Thus, he addresses the Lord as Deen Dayadranath. As this Madhavendra Puri, such an aesthetic feeling is the highest form of devotional service because Krishna Krishna had gone to Mathura, Srimati Radharani was very much affected and she expressed herself thus, "My Lord, my dear Lord, because of your separation, my mind has become overly agitated. Now let me what can I
Now
do?
tell me.
Now please tell me, what can I do? I'm very poor and you are very merciful. So kindly have compassion upon me and let me know when I shall see you." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always expressing the aesthetic emotions of Srimati Radharani that she exhibited when she saw Uddhav at Vrindavana. Similar feelings experienced by Madhavendra Puri are expressed in this verse. Therefore, Vaishnavas in Gaudiya Madhav Sampradaya say that the aesthetic feeling experienced by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during his appearance came from Sri Madhavendra Puri through Ishvara Puri. All the devotees in the line of Gaudiya Madhav Sampradaya accept these principles of devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hari Bol. So this is a verse by Madhavendra Puri. So I mean, we understand his exalted position, right? With this, I think we have come to the end. Shri Madhavendra Puri Maharaj ki
Jai.
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 Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Mataji.
You can, for detail, you can go to the chapter and
Mataji,
read.
Shailaja
Chapter.
Mataji is asking who was Madhavendra Puri's guru?
Madhavendra Puri's guru was not mentioned, Mataji. I'm not
Mataji,
sure. If anybody knows, can
Mataji,
tell them.
in Gita book, I'll tell Mataji, there is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
list, and in list it is said
Yeah, sure, Mataji.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavad Gita, it may not
Yes,
be there.
Mataji, before chapter 1, there is a list.
Okay. The line of disciplic succession, you are
Yes,
saying?
Mataji.
Okay. Can check. Okay. Anybody has any questions
Yeah.
or anything to add or comment? Yes, Mataji. Mangala Mataji.
Yeah. You say Madhavendra Puri followed Madhvacharya.
Yeah.
It's not many people, especially from North India, confused. He's Madhvacharya, Mataji. It's not Madhavacharya.
Madhvacharya.
Madhvacharya.
Madhvacharya. Yes.
Especially those from Udupi and other places know that.
Correct. Yeah, Madhvacharya. Yeah.
And even, there is a difference between, of course, we know that Brahman and Brahman. Brahman means the ultimate thing we have to know in this world.
Yeah.
Brahman means one who tries to know what is the ultimate essence
Yes.
to know in the world.
Yeah. Brahmana, that is Brahmana, no? You are talking.
Yeah.
Brahmana is different, Brahman is different.
He is different.
Brahman realization is a initial realization of God. No? Realization of God, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagwan. So there is the first realization of absolute truth. That is Brahman. And that is a Brahman platform where a person tries to reach. So that Brahmana is different. Yeah, Brahmana is different. Brahmana is different. Brahman is different.
Brahman is different.
Mataji, what is Madhvacharya? Mataji was.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I tell you
Yeah.
the name?
Yes.
I couldn't get it.
Yeah, Neha Mataji. You can
Yes.
tell what is
Mataji,
the name.
Ishwar Puri's spiritual master is Madhavendra Puri, and Madhavendra Puri's spiritual master is Lakshmi Pati.
Lakshmi Pati. Okay.
It was there. In this paragraph, it was there, Mataji.
Yeah, in the
I read it.
paragraph we read. Yeah.
Yeah.
We read here, no? Lakshmi Pati somewhere.
Yes, Mataji. In
Okay.
slide also it was there.
Yeah, okay. So until Lakshmi Pati, there was no realization of God. I mean, this devotional service in conjugal love. That's what we read. So he is his guru.
And before him was Vyas Tirtha.
Okay. So yes,
Mataji,
you need to go
can I
back
ask
and
a
see that.
query?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Just now somebody has explained that Madhvacharya and Madhvacharya. I couldn't get that.
No, the pronunciation she's saying. We have to say as Madhvacharya, not Madhavacharya, she said.
Okay. So any specific
his
meaning?
name is Madhvacharya. The name Mataji, his name His name to be
Madhvacharya.
it is
Okay.
Madhvacharya, not Madhavacharya. That's what she said.
Okay. Spelling is same.
Yeah,
Yes,
MAD.
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Spelling is same, and
Okay.
Madhvacharya's followers are in parts of Karnataka, and followers of Madhvacharya are called Madhvas.
Madhavas.
Right?
Madhavas.
Yeah.
Madhavas.
And so that sampradaya is called Madhva sampradaya, Mataji. But the initiator of that sampradaya is Madhvacharya.
But we are not followers of Madhvacharya, I mean
I
Madhva
know.
Sampradaya. Yes, we follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took from all the philosophies from the 4 Sampradayas, and he has given the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. No?
No, okay. I understand.
Yeah.
I was just telling.
Yes, yeah. Yes. Anybody else have anything to say or add?
Mataji, yes. What
Yes,
is the specific meaning of Mayavadi?
Mayavadi means they think that Maya is stronger than Krishna, I mean the Lord. So Mayavadi means Maya. They feel, they say that Krishna, God does not have a form. The Mayavada. I mean, because why do they believe? Because they are afraid of the form. Because they see that the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, I mean, the suffering is there in the body, no? So they don't want to conceptualize the body concept. They want to, that is why they like to merge with Brahman, because that body concept is not there, the suffering is not. They don't understand that Krishna is a spiritual body, and we also, once we are like we leave this, I mean, when we are liberated, we get a spiritual body that they don't have understanding. So they don't believe in the form of the Lord. So they think even when Krishna come here, so they don't accept Krishna as the supreme Lord. I mean, Prabhupada gives in some purports that some accept Lord Narayana as a supreme absolute, but they don't consider Krishna, though it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam in many places. And he is the source of all incarnation. It has been known. Like we also, like all the 3 Vishnus come from Krishna, and all that we see in Canto 1 only. But they deny the form of the Lord Mataji, basically. And they're actually afraid because to take the form. So they feel God cannot have a form. How can he suffer like us? Actually, he don't suffer. Have we seen Krishna suffering anytime? He comes in his transcendental body. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatthataha tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mameti sojani.
I have not read any of such arguments, except that I have heard from the teachings here, but I have not come across with this in any.
Because it is there, Mataji, because we don't, and it is not recommended also for us. I mean, Mayavadis, people, Prabhupada has faced, his disciples have faced, and they have, I mean, with strong, determination, and they have, just with knowing little philosophy of Krishna consciousness, they have defeated also. And we have an example in Chaitanya Charitamrita where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was able to change 10,000 Mayavadis from the Shankara Sampradaya, right? Yeah, because that was not, they were all convinced and they took Vaishnavas, and it is there in history, Mataji. Maybe we have not come, in interaction with such people, but there are people and organizations today also, and it is said more than 90% of the world are like Mayavadis. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Pashyata Desha Tarini we say, no, when we sing Prabhupada. So even in everyone are Nirakara, and they are believing that God does not have form. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi.
Yeah, Mataji, I understand. But from the Western and the whole Vaishvik view, from the whole global view, Mataji, that God has no form and God is absolutely true. And it's because we try to see the form. I mean, as a philosophy, Mataji, I'm not condemning anybody because I'm too small for all such things. Because this persists because of the worldwide feeling that when they say the living soul and the Paramatma stem from the same source, it's more democratic like principle. Therefore, many people accept this.
No, who said
The whole world.
Paramatma and soul comes from the same thing? Krishna is already there, no? We are like soul comes. I mean, there is no. I mean, there in Shastras,
I
he's
see.
Adi Purusha. He's always there. But for soul, soul also is eternal. But it comes from Krishna. It is not like both have come from him. He already there. From him, everything came. Like before living
So
entities.
instead of
I mean,
saying
we all come from Brahma. But before Brahma, there are so many other expansions, no? So Brahma is the first living entity.
No, the thing is that they mention certain things. Parabrahman. Parabrahman means the ultimate thing we have to realize. So many people try to think like this, and they accept this philosophy. And whatever philosophy any person accepts, we are not bothered, Mataji. We know what we like, no?
Yeah, Parabrahma means the Supreme Lord is addressed, no? Param Brahma he is addressed as Parabrahma in many places in Shastras. It's the
Yes.
Supreme Lord.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
See,
you,
that is
Mataji.
why, yeah, the concept that is always there, no, Mataji. I mean, different concept people think according to their own thing, their whatever sampradaya they follow. That is why we say that you follow any of the four sampradayas, Rudra sampradaya, or the Stri Sampradaya, and Brahma Madhava Gaudiya, that is our Sampradaya, and Vishnu Sampradaya, right? So, what is the other one? That is
Shapta.
Rudra.
So, Ganapatya.
What is that?
Ganapatya means from Ganapati.
No, Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mataji.
See, Ganapati, but he's there in the scriptures. You're not denying the existence of the God, but they are all like as we know, they are like administrators of the Supreme
Yeah,
Lord.
Mataji. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Yeah.
They are the helping Krishna
Because
in
they have been explained na, in Bhagavatam period, we'll understand they're all like limbs of the Lord. No? They're all different limbs and they're helping the Lord in his creation and maintaining this universe.
Yes.
So they're all there. And whatever the names mentioned in the Shastras, we do accept Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesh, right? Lord Parvati, all this we accept. But we know the position, that's all. We should know what is the position of everyone. That's all.
What you said, one can follow any of the four sampradaya. Can you tell it, please?
Yeah, the four sampradayas. The Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya is from our Sampradaya, right? What ISKCON follows. And then there is a Rudra Sampradaya, where the Lord Shiva is the Lord Shiva. And then there is a Stri Sampradaya. There are people like Ramanuja Sampradaya, you know, right? People who are followers of Ramanuja. And then there is a four Kumaras. So Nimbarkar Acharya is the guru there. So these four sampradayas only is recommended in the Shastras, right? I mean, proper understanding if we need to have, I mean, who are following the Bhagavatam principle, which is to be the highest of all because Bhagavatam, we all know, it is Vyasdev wrote Srimad Bhagavatam after writing all the Upanishads and all that, because everything is written by him. All the Upanishads and the Puranas. But then finally he writes Srimad Bhagavatam, and that is we consider that to be the highest method.
My God, he must have spent whole of his lifetime on such.
Yeah, he is a Sakshavesha avatar, no, of Krishna. So yeah.
True.
That's very great. Okay. Okay. Anybody else want to say anything or add? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. You explained very well.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay. Then we can close. Vancha kalpata rupyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavanda ki jai, Namacharya Das Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can we chant 3 times Hare Krishna and then we can do.
Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama.
Thank you, everyone. Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Mataji. Thank you,
Hare
everyone.
Krishna.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone. Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.